Just a few years ago, almost no one knew about OpenAI. Now it's leading the AI revolution. It arrived without a sound, a change that crept into the digital shadows. Then, suddenly, it was everywhere. They called it OpenAI. But most people did not know the name. They only knew what it could do. And what it could do was rewrite the world. This was a takeover. It started small. A whisper in the technological heart of Silicon Valley. A handful of brilliant minds came together. They were thinkers. They were dreamers. They were engineers. Their stated mission was noble, almost poetic. They wanted to ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity. They were a non-profit at first, a research lab, dedicated to a distant, theoretical future, where machines could think. They worked in the shadows, away from the public eye. The early days were filled with complex mathematics, dense research papers. They were building the foundational blocks, one line of code at a time. They were training their digital children on the endless library of the internet. The models consumed everything. Every book, every article, every forgotten blog post. They learned the patterns, the rhythms, the structure of human language. Then came the turning point, a single day that fractured the timeline into before and after. The world was introduced to a new name, ChatGPT. It was not just another piece of software, it was a personality. It was a conversationalist. It was a mirror that reflected our own ability to communicate. You could speak to it, and it would speak back. Not canned responses, fluid, coherent, surprising language. It felt less like a tool and more like a presence. The launch was a masterstroke of simplicity. There was no complex manual, no steep learning curve, just a blank space waiting for a question. This accessibility was the key. Anyone, a child to a grandparent, could instantly grasp it. They could type a query, a poem, a problem, and the system would reply in plain, understandable words. Users were astonished. They shared conversations. It went viral. The growth came with the force of a tidal wave. The decision to make it free was a catalyst. Millions became testers and trainers. Every question, every rating, feedback. The system was learning from the world in real time. Updates came in a steady, relentless stream. More capable, more accurate, more nuanced. A fascinating toy became an indispensable tool. Students used it for research. Programmers used it to write code. Writers overcame creative blocks. More users, better product, more users. OpenAI opened its doors to developers. APIs put the intelligence everywhere. In productivity apps, customer service, education. A utility woven into the fabric of the internet. The timing was perfect. The world was ready. Cloud, chips, and data aligned. The answer lies in a trinity of forces. First, their models. Not just large, profoundly flexible. One model, many tasks. Essays, code, analysis. Versatility became an immense advantage. Second, the product. Human-centered by design. Simple, useful, intuitive. It democratized advanced technology. No PhD needed. Utility built trust. Use, feedback, improve. An engine of progress. Power also flows from resources. Money followed potential, and the talent followed money. Countless experiments, all at once. Acceleration few could match. The giants awoke and scrambled to respond. They announced models, poured billions, tried to replicate the magic. The field became a battleground for innovation. Move faster, build bigger, be better. But OpenAI had a head start in technology, and a head start in hearts and minds. Momentum is hardest to copy. And so, the race began. Every week, the gap was tested again. What we have witnessed is not an ending. It is merely the beginning of the beginning. The world was not ready for OpenAI, but OpenAI was ready for the world, and this is just the beginning. Subscribe to watch more interesting videos and learn more.